I think the outlook for earnings for tech stocks over the medium term, frankly, I think is pretty positive. What we need to pay attention to perhaps a bit more are valuations, because that's really where you can get tripped up with tech stocks if valuations just get too high, regardless of the earnings. At some point that's going to matter. And right now, frankly, valuations for the tech sector are a bit above average, but not excessively so. So for the most part, still think the outlook is good. Last year, as you pointed out, the other parts of the market suffered more. Also with tech, partly a function of the increase in interest rates that we've had, but this year we expect to see declining interest rates. So certainly that will benefit tech, but should also be better for the other parts of the market. That said, we want to remember in the more value sectors, financials are a big part of that, which is going to be sensitive to interest rates. And then also, of course, we need to know what's going to happen with commodity prices, and that's rather challenging to predict. Well, there are two challenges. So one is often geopolitics don't matter until they do. Meaning there's always risks, but when it actually materializes. So as an example, for example, people are understandably concerned about relations between China and Taiwan, but if you look at emerging markets, Taiwan was the best performing emerging market last year. So yes, certainly a geopolitical concern so far has not impacted the market. So we don't want to get too carried away on one hand, not investing because we're worried about all the risks. The other challenge is identifying when those risks are macroeconomically important. And here an illustration is what's happened in Russia and Ukraine. I mean, typically these types of conflicts, however bad they are, don't have a global macroeconomic impact, but absolutely this did, and that was because of Europe's dependence on imports of natural gas. So it was unusual insofar as there was a very obvious, significant economic link. So when you look at these geopolitical risks, you also need to ask the question, depending on the outcome, is this going to change investor behavior? Is this going to change consumer behavior or change some part of the macroeconomic picture? And that's when you might see, well, yes, this could matter, and I need to pay a bit more attention to it. Well, I can share with you our current allocation and our multi-asset portfolio. So we're broadly neutral on equities, with an underweight to Europe. So sharing some of those concerns about the outlook for Europe, kind of see, unfortunately, more negative factors than positive ones. Nonetheless, a neutral allocation on equities, would be good, meaning if you have a historically average return on equities, I think we'd all be pretty happy with that. So neutral on equities broadly. And then on fixed income, our primary overweight actually is to inflation-linked bonds in the U.S., TIPS or real yields, in anticipation of real yields falling as the Fed cuts rates and as U.S. growth slows. So that's probably our key position expectation. We also like investment-grade corporate bonds in the eurozone. If you look at spreads, they're still comparatively high, though they've come down quite a bit. And we also do like local currency emerging market debt. We still are looking for yield, and it's an area where we think the yields are attractive and are less concerned about them going up significantly from here.